the board chair, I don't remember who it was at the time, we had a letter from board chair where there was a similar situation.
Okay.
Where the person didn't show up for things they were supposed to show up for.
Yeah.
So clearly, we need to do something to address it so that people realize that you're not gonna get.
They're totally right.
What was that? So is it possible for Monica to email your suggested?
Sure, yeah,
to us
absolutely,
before
yeah,
you bring
yeah,
it?
and it's, we're fortunate in that we have some time for,
Yeah.
so I'll.
And we can maybe give our input too before we bring it.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
forward.
yeah, I'd love to hear what
So
you
that will
want.
strengthen whatever you're looking to do to.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Go
And
ahead,
you'll
please.
probably work with HR to try to figure that out?
Sure, I don't know how that works.
Oh, corporation counsel?
Yeah.
It's kind of a just.
Not HR.
Oh, not
They're
HR.
just kind of paid out. I give Anthony a document, he signs off on it, and then I do a invoice for all of the staff, the
Okay.
members of the
But
board.
like I said, for this in case, we went through codes, we went through
Yeah.
You tried to figure it
legislation, we went
Yeah, we
through-
did, and unfortunately, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't wanna do anything against what our city code says, but.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, let me just ask, did you ask the individual, hey, are you willing to take half, that you only showed up half the time?
No, this
I don't
person
see
would not be.
Agreeable to that? Okay,
So we'll deal with that.
I know we discussed this a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
On this very same room here.
we had who was the chair, I don't remember who the chair was at the time, the chair came to us and
Probably
said
the
the same thing.
It was, was it Mary,
I
or?
was gonna
it
say it's probably the same person.
Okay, cause it was, I can't remember.
No, it wasn't the current
No,
chair, it
it
was a
was-
different chair.
It was only 2
It
years
was
ago.
either
She just passed
Bill,
away? No.
It must be before my,
I think it was a woman.
Bill Sanders, no, it was, I can't remember her name, she's a.
She just passed away.
Very seasoned, did she really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a woman, I remember that, I just don't remember her name.
She
And I
lived
remember
in,
the
she
situation.
lived in Coburg Village for a
Yeah.
while, and I went to visit her, it was a nice one, she was great.
must have been
So-
before my time on here.
Since we're visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was brought to our attention a couple of years ago when we were doing a recertification renewal of an individual, and then there were questions from the chair that we should not proceed, and then back and forth, and the council decided to move forward. And here we are again, so this
Yeah,
is an opportunity for you
Yeah.
to help us,
Yeah.
you allow us to help you to address it,
Thank
so
you.
that you don't have to deal with this next year.
Appreciate that. It's more of a, it's a tough, it's a long day.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everybody pulling their
Sure
weight,
is.
it's one of those,
Yeah.
I
Well,
appreciate.
I find it, you're not there for the initial day, what you're gonna be, what are you delivering
I know,
now?
well, that was my problem too,
You're
is
right.
that you almost shouldn't weigh in on anything
Right.
because you
Yeah.
weren't there for, but they have to look at every application and not everybody goes through grievance day who submits an application.
Oh, okay.
So it's,
Okay.
but I'm happy, thank you, I appreciate that.
Let's address it, please.
Yes.
This is
Yeah,
the
that'd be
opportunity to do it, and we're gonna help.
Appreciate that. So that's.
Any
all I
other
have.
questions for the assessment office?
Nope.
Seeing none, thank you, Molly, and
Thank
have
you.
a good evening, have a good weekend. All right,
Hope it's
so.
smooth for the rest of your
I don't know,
Yeah.
these guys,
I know,
I
so
don't know.
many people here.
We'll see you at the door.
Hi, goodbye, Molly.
All right, we'll go back up to page 2, and we'll do finance administration, and then roll our way down. It goes up.
All right.
Alright, finance administration, A1310, proposed 2023 adopted budget, $369,500, 24 proposed budget, $395,492, it's a 77% increase, seeing fills. Just walking through the budget quickly, the longevity is Anthony, Commissioner of Finance and Deputy Commissioner of Finance positions. The admin expense, which we're keeping the same as last year, that's for Civic Plus, the Daily Gazette subscription, Tyler Business Forms, fees for services, that's for our auditing, or Kuzak and Company, whoever our CPAs, that's for the our audit for the every year.
And the reason why it's additional 8,000 more than the previous year is because in
Yeah.
20, the ARPA for
The ARPA
20
funds, I would imagine. Having had to do this many
extra audit
times.
for 2024.
Oh, okay, so you gotta do a little bit more work, got it.
Yeah,
Another expense is Civic Plus is the city website costs that comes out of there.
Which, under fee for service, you mean?
Correct.
Okay.
Travels and conferences, that's for NYJFOA, that's Finance Officers Association for New York State, and our UNIS conference that our accounting software we use every year. In-service training, that's any miscellaneous training the staff needs, supplies, that's just general staples, toner, and paper and ribbon. So that's pretty much it for the finance administration portion of the budget.
Do you guys do your training in person or online? How is,
We do both.
Excuse me, the travel and the conferences.
Derek goes to the conferences.
Derek does.
Yeah.
So actually, we actually travel, we're past the online
Yeah,
session.
there's both. Tyler does online training as well, which is very good. I think we have a training this Monday for staff.
But Derek's been going to the conference,
Okay.
wherever the national conference is. Accounts and disbursement, you want me to go to that one?
Yes, keep going. If there's no question, we'll keep going.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, council disbursement, yes.
Accounts and disbursements, go ahead.
Of course, 81315, adopted budget, 31686. The 24 proposed budget, we're looking at $338.43. That's a 7% increase. We have a full staff for the accounts and disbursements. We're looking at, for the longevity, we're looking for 2 individuals that will be our accounting supervisor and our senior audit clerk are coming out of that line. The end grade pay is, right now is coming out for the purchasing mail clerk who is assisting us with our senior audit AP clerk who's currently out on maternity leave.
And she's gonna be out for a few months, and we figure this is gonna be enough to keep us for 2024.
Let's see, so other than that, the 400 lines, the postage, we're increasing to 10,000. Right, year to date now, we're at 5,315. We're looking for anticipating that's going to increase for next year. The administrative expense, that's our Kofax PDF. We're moving from Acrobat to Kofax throughout the city. It's cheaper. And it gives you the same benefits for the most part. I've noticed our travel conferences, that's Sampo, that's for our purchasing agent. NYJFOA is for our accounting supervisor and junior accountant, and also UNIS. Sometimes we send one of them to the conference as well. Supplies, that's just the general staples, our documents, Tyler forms, Amazon services, ink, HP ink. The copier maintenance is our Xerox, and I believe it's Canon too, as well. And then we're also looking at tuition reimbursement for a junior accountant. We want to eventually give him the account role as long as he passes his test, and he needs I believe a few more credits to get his bachelor's. So we're looking at that opportunity.
Do you have any vacancies in the accounts and disbursement?
No, we do
No.
not.
All filled except for the one person who is on leave?
Correct.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, as everyone that has ARPA funded position.
Yep.
So was this position filled before the ARPA money came? Was this a position?
Sarah came in when?
Who?
No name, no name.
Oh, no.
Purchasing person came in.
The purchasing clerk came
Sorry.
in, right when, right before ARPA, I believe. She came in in 2021. So,
I
yes,
believe we have a position open
yeah.
and we have filled it, so that's why.
Sarah was in. The person was in the position, and then she moved to the purchasing supervisor, and then the new person filled the position.
I believe this
Jasmine.
was for the junior accountant was open, and we were eventually able to fill it after
Yeah.
COVID.
Because for 2 years we've used ARPA funds, so that's gonna be,
We'll have to figure all that out.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Is there no more question? Let's move
Not for that
to
one.
receipts.
Okay, receipts, give us the rundown there.
Can I just ask a question before you start? So this is where I thought that maybe there's a typo.
Receipts.
If you look at, under administration salaries, 1325,100, if you look at the real estate tax clerk, well, I don't know, I mean, in 2023, you see the difference between 19,770 and now 44,906?
That's half.
Because that person
Oh,
worked a half a
okay,
year.
thank you, okay, thank you, sorry about that.
Yeah, if you look at the top, they were half, and then
Excellent.
we moved them combined
Okay,
together.
thank you, keep going, sorry, I didn't see that, thank
Total
you.
receipts overview 1325, the adopted budget, we're
I see.
looking at 327,493, proposed 24 budget, 332,802. That's a 2% increase. I believe they have a full staff, and the longevity is from the supervisor receipts and also the real estate tax specialist. The out of grade pay is given to the real estate tax specialist when the supervisor is not in the office. Postage is for all the tax mailings we do throughout the year. I believe we have two major tax mailings throughout the year. The biggest one is at the end. The advertising is for the Gazette notices and taxes, supplies, Staples, Amazon, W. Mason, that's paper and toner. Maintenance contracts are for the printers and mechanical solutions. And I missed the equipment, that's for the receipt printers, and you pay at the window. It gives a receipt to the customer. So they need to make sure they have data ones that are working correctly. And I think that's also for backups as well.
Are there any vacancies in this department?
Nope.
No.
Any questions?
This department's under your,
Yeah,
is there a supervisor in there?
yeah, Lindsay. Oh,
That's what I'm saying, I'm looking in the back here, and I'm like, somebody's missing.
That's why I was wondering why she
Yeah.
wasn't here.
yeah, she couldn't make it today.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
okay.
okay, that's right. Well, she did reply that she was, okay. All right, let's move to page 17, and there's a little bit there that we just touched on. 4 items.
Are you looking at central printing, emailing?
No, page 17,
Oh, the
page 17 at the top,
miscellaneous?
other miscellaneous undistributed expense.
Okay. We have unallocated insurance to the general fund. We've been advised that we're gonna have a 6% increase. So we added that for unallocated insurance. That insurance is passed through every fund, so we have general, water, sewer, and golf all pays a portion of claims. Under contingency, as you see in 2023, we had that 300,000. As of right now, actually we're doing so much better than we did in 22 because thank God not all the houses are burning down like we did in 22. Where are we? So we're at about 190,000 so far. So we're asking for the same for 2024.
I'm sorry, what does the contingency cover?
Oh, we cover the things that are not like really budgeted, like when a house
Demolition.
when
okay.
a house burns down, or there's like an expense that that we didn't know. I think Paul had a hard time trying to purchase a broom for the sweeper. We actually took out a contingency just so because we had to do it right away.
Okay.
So it covers the things that are not budgeted.
Why are the mayor's recruitment funds under your department?
Okay, with the what? Oh yeah, we moved that, the mayor recruitment funds there because according to Andrew Cole, if it's in the mayor's budget, it can only be for his budget. So we put it here, so if he needs it for water, sewer, or different departments, we can use it.
So
I
should
mean, that
we
was,
call it
that was
something
according
else?
to Andrew Colden.
I'm sorry, what, I'm sorry?
That one, maybe you could call it something else then. So it's not that he's recruiting people for his office, it's
Yeah.
for general.
HR.
recruitment.
Right, and that's why he moved that. I mean, according to Andrew, he said that because it was in his department, that he could only use that for his department. So that's why we moved it out into, undistributed miscellaneous, so that if another department needs it, they can use it.
Yeah, the way it looks like right now, it looks like the mayor's the only one, even though it's in a different
Yeah,
place, it
yeah.
looks like the mayor's the only one that could use the
We
front.
can, we
Is that
can,
the
we
case?
can take the mayor out of
Is that the
it.
case?
No.
Anybody that,
Well,
any department that
Well, the
needs it?
mayor does the hiring and firing, right? So it's for recruitment. So when a department needs something, say you got a budget of 60-some thousand, the person wants 80,000 a year, and you want to hire them,
Yeah.
then he can use that money to recruit
Sure.
them. Yeah. It's not for a
not a
department,
big
it's for
deal.
recruiting a new position.
Yeah, well, it sounds like.
Yeah, and that was something I suggested to me, because
Yeah.
there were times when there were difficulty getting people. So
Yeah.
there's incentive, similar to the private sector, where there's an incentive to get somebody on board.
Yeah,
There's an
right,
upfront
right.
stipend, and you hire them and things like that, but, things have changed over the last couple of years regards to
Yeah.
recruitment. People looking for job now, rather than we looking,
Well, like you said, I know, like, exactly like you said, if somebody comes in the payroll process, like, it says that their budget is 60,000 and they want 75,000, for instance, then, they could recruit them with this fund. So that was the idea.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Those were difficult times,
Yeah.
yeah. Any question on this few items? Go ahead, please.
On the senior center, I see that there's funding for 3. Do we do anything with the Ancient Order of Hibernians in terms of?
I think we are gonna
Can I
start doing
speak to
that.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I actually have some notes to speak to that if you want. Unless you were gonna say something.
No, I was gonna say, we're mostly dealing with Catholic charities, but now with the Ancient Order of Hibernians, because the charity's not, fulfilling a lot of their stuff, we have some excess money, we're looking to bring
I can speak to that.
All right.
So we had some changes at Catholic Charities, and so for a few months, I think, like 90 days, we were down just to one of the programs of the 3. So that's why there's been some extra money that you see if you look at the year to date. They've had staff changes, and we've been working with the new people, and so we now have 2 going again, with the 3rd going to be starting soon. However, I did talk about this because the budget that they put in for 2024, it's my responsibility. They were late getting it to me because we were so new with this new team, and so I got it to the mayor later than I should have. I was like a couple weeks late. So their budget for 2024 is $60,000 from Catholic Charities for the 3 programs, because the food, it's primarily the food.
Sure.
They're going to be doing something different than what we had originally set up. Even if we had gone with what we originally set up, that vendor also had increased their prices. But what that means is that this number does not include the Hibernians. And so I've also spoken to the Hibernians, and I have their budget figure also, which is $14,000 that they will need, which would bring this to an additional $29K that we would need in the senior center budget. So I know we'll talk about this when we discuss our stuff, but
So I know the Hibernians, they have money through community development.
they do. And he deducted that from
Right.
what he submitted in
And
terms of.
so I know that our discussion was, we're looking at Catholic charities because so far it's only been 10,000 for the year.
Right.
So we know we have enough money to handle that difference for,
So you float that into next year's budget?
no.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm
We'll
saying.
finish this year, but then they'll have another budget for CDBG next year, right?
The Hibernians, yeah, but he's taking that into consideration.
Oh.
This is what he needs for 2024. He needs an addition, he will need, his total budget for the year is $34,000.
God bless you.
And he's thinking he's gonna get the
It's-
20 grand, the 20
it's two
grand from
different pot of
CDBG.
money. One is
CDBG?
Right.
and one is through the ARPA here.
Right, but
Yeah.
CDBG, he's counting that in, he's still gonna need $14,000. the
That is
Hibernians.
already accounted for in the CDBG that we approved,
Oh, just recently.
No, that's the 20, that's the 20.
which went in
His budget is
45 minus 20.
$34,000, okay?
Uh-huh.
He's getting 20 from CDBG, so he's gonna need $14,000, which is not accounted for in this
No.
45,000.
There is money in CDBG that's from prior year.
Yes, I think
Yes.
he
Well,
knows
that's
on
it,
that too.
that's his
Yeah.
20 grand that we're giving him from CDBG.
No, okay.
I think,
I have
that's
to-
what he told me.
I think, we went through this last year. Can you pull the report for us to see how much money is available to the Art of Hibernian?
CDBG.
CDBG funding?
Yeah.
They are lagging behind in their funding, that is
Yeah.
gonna take them through. So I think that's the reason why it was cut last year, because there were money there in the pot.
Yeah, they weren't sure.
I
if
just
they-
wanna make sure we cover everything,
They
that's
weren't
all.
sure that they were gonna do anything this year too, because then they lose a cook or something.
Yeah, they did, and that's why he was down a little bit, but now, I mean, he has to
He's down
replace
again,
he has to replace the cook.
No, they have people in place,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
I just, since you're talking about this program here in free location, are they fully attended? Because I've been hearing that people are not attending.
That's why we had to cut, that's why they
Yeah.
stopped, because they were having issues, and part of the reason that they were having the issues at the other two sites was that the people didn't like the food.
Yeah,
You're talking
So
about
now
Catholic Charities,
they're revamping the program, and hopefully it'll be
Yeah.
successful going into this next year.
because I did receive a lot of complaint in terms of the food, the location, and the
So that's why
service.
those two
So
locations are
I'm
no
thinking
longer.
We're funding here
We'll have two new
$45,000.
locations, we have one already,
Wait, let me just be clear. So the two, there were three.
yes,
Two were not performing.
correct.
So now you have a different two?
We have, yes, although one of them is in place and started already at St. John the Evangelist. It's new, it's only been a few weeks.
Okay.
And the other one is still to be determined and then, start. But Bellevue is doing great. The one.
As a diamond?
It is, so needless to say, it's good food and they get a great.
Oh, they get the food from there?
Yes,
Well, of course it's,
Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know, I just thought that any of those changes would have come back to the council for discussion, so this is the first time I'm.
honestly, it's really new,
Just happened. right?
it's really new,
But they were shut down for like a while, because we
They
didn't know
were.
about that.
they were.
Just putting it out there, there's another group that's starting one, in case you wanna consider them, at the Friendship House. I understand that they're getting ready to do a senior center there as well.
I don't
So-
know what that is, so
Hmm?
you could.
You don't know
fill
what
me
that
in.
is? It's connected to Friendship Baptist Church.
Oh,
They have a
great,
Friendship
okay,
House.
okay.
But it's not in the church, let me be clear. It's, up on State Street near Hawk or something, so if they've shut the one down that was at Crossings, it's sort of a similar area.
Okay,
Because
that's
I don't
good
know
to
what your
know.
other one was considered, but that one.
I can let them know too.
Clearly
the thing.
closed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you let us know, because I.
Well, I was kind of waiting for tonight to, because I just literally, this is all like within the last several weeks.
No, but how long have they been out of, not working?
Oh, those were out for a
Quite
while.
quite some time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes. And then they were out of service, but then they were not fully, the attendance were lagging. They were not like the full capacity.
that's why they went out of
That there were like a
service.
few people attending and it wasn't worth,
The two sites weren't working.
yeah, exactly. So
So
that's
that's,
why they.
but then, there's been these other changes at Catholic Charities, so
Yeah.
that's been part of the issue as well.
So it's been the crossings, and what was the other one that wasn't working?
It was Steinmetz Park and the crossings,
Okay.
Hillside
So
Crossing.
do they have a new plan in place that they can present to us?
I can have them, that would be a good idea. Yeah.
I would like to hear.
Can they do that, if not, email it to us?
Not this Monday, but, I will, let me contact them and find out when they'd be ready to do that, but we'll have them come and present like we did when we first started.
Because we might get this budget before that. Can they email if they have a presentation or a plan in place? Email it to us?
Let me,
Yeah, if you don't mind.
yep,
So, do you also wanna see what the Hibernians is, their,
We can track that from CDBG, the
Okay.
invoice submitting. I was told that they are being paid upfront now. They're not behind in payments. which is kind of good.
Yeah,
Remember, there was a struggle to get them paid, and
It wasn't a struggle, it was a struggle for them
to submit
send
an
us
invoice,
the
I think that was
paperwork.
the,
to get all the paperwork, but now they are current, and they're current in terms of invoice, they're current in terms of payment.
Oh, good.
So thank you all for doing that, to help them out.
Okay, so they are up
I
to
know
date.
we met with them a few times. to
That,
try to-
yes, I know,
to
we
get it
met
going.
several times back and forth.
Yeah.
And they're running good, I mean, their attendance is
Very
way
good.
above average.
very good.
Listen, I've been to them.
Now we're
Close to
getting
100.
people, I will tell you that I went to the one when it started at St. John the Evangelist, and those people all go to Hibernians as well. So
Okay.
remember that our initial goal was to try to have something 5 days a week. So those people are, coming to this, so hopefully as we continue to grow and,
How many days a week is the Hibernian open?
two.
True.
Tuesdays,
Tuesdays and
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
And so our goal
and
is
then St.
Monday,
John's-
Wednesday, Friday. They're gonna be Mondays, they are Mondays, and then Bellevue is Fridays. And so it's the Wednesday one that we're still,
So but Bellevue is not functioning right now?
no,
Or
Bellevue
is?
is, and Bellevue's
the only
going
one that
very
is.
well, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well, no, St. John
the
the
new one.
Evangelist is too.
So Ms. Porterfield, you mentioned Friendship
Yes.
this year. Why don't we contact them and see if they can fill in that
Well,
third spot?
can I just,
Yeah.
I'll ask Catholic, because
Yeah.
remember, I do want to say that we contract with Catholic Charities, and basically, they need to figure that out, but I'm gonna tell them about that place.
Well, I think.
Well,
I could
that's
be
if
wrong.
Friendship House wants to be
I think they want
under
to.
Catholic Charities, though.
I think as you said, food is the issue. It's my belief that they would fix the food, so I don't know how that would all work out. If
Yeah.
food is the issue, then maybe I don't wanna talk about people, no, but anyway.
Yeah.
I think they would be preparing the meals, much like the diner does.
Okay, so let me talk to
I'll
them.
give you, the
Yes.
contact information if you wanna reach out.
Yes, please, send it to me and I'll give it to Catholic Charities.
Go ahead, please.
And then I know we'll receive the document next week from Catholic Charities. Are you able to speak to that $60,000? Is it an expansion in services or to be fully?
It would be to have 3 programs, the cost of the food and the cost of the staffing. So yes, that is what it is.
Yeah.
As opposed to the 50,000, it was actually 50,000 last year was the budget, so.
Oh, I think you have 45.
I know, but it was actually supposed to be 50 was the original budget that they gave
Oh,
us.
okay, you're
So
asking
they're only
50.
going up, yeah, they're only going up 10, it's just that the food costs have.
So let's look at the plan, let's look at the location that they secured. And we will like these services around our city.
We would like to,
We like these services around
Right.
our city. So now we are funding it and then it's not functioning, that's a problem for all of us. And the only one that is keep running is Hibernian Hall, the senior center there.
and Bellevue, and now St. John the Evangelist.
So let's look at that and we can determine a way forward on the funding
Okay.
for this line.
Sounds good.
I think the other thing we need to keep in mind is part of what you originally planned was to have it in different neighborhoods of the city.
Right.
So I want to make sure it's not all concentrated in one part of the city and another part of the city, there's a vacancy, so I think that's important that we look at that, especially since we lost one
Yeah,
at the crossroads.
Yeah,
I agree.
all right, so we'll look at it.
Thank you.
If I may, can we get an actual for the Hibernian Hall in terms of where they are?
Yeah,
How much is available, how much,
What are you looking for?
the funding for that senior center? Hibernian Hall,
it's under CDBG out there.
CDBG. You don't need, we can do that
So-
next week.
Yeah, but there was money, I thought there was money in the operating budget for Hibernians as well as the CDBG last year, no?
No.
No, there, because it's Catholic Charity, and the mayor asked me about it, I said, well, because Catholic Charity hasn't been using, we only use 10,000, almost 10,500.
Right, I saw that.
Said there's money left over. So I said, maybe if the Hibernians need money soon, we can, use this money now, if they need it now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's
You
why,
sure that there
yeah, I'm
wasn't
positive,
Hibernians
that's
in
why I
our
brought up
budget?
the
I thought there
question.
was Hibernians.
CDBG.
No?
We used to roll it over every year. At one time, I can recall that they wanted 30,000 and we ended up giving them 20,000 and then there was money on the CDBG line that would fill that gap. Yeah, once we get the report, we'll see the history of it
Okay,
and how much is available on that line
okay.
towards
No.
them.
Yeah,
They
I
would
think there's a
never
year or two, I think they have last year and this year, and then they got next year. But the next year money really doesn't start until,
Next year?
but, not, January starts a little later, October.
Right. Yes, because it's CDBG.
Right.
so
It's,
They were never in the operating budget, which is
Yeah.
why I brought up the question, should
Okay.
we add them? Because
Well, that's what,
they're getting the money in a different way.
okay.
Yeah, we'll also look at that.
it's a good idea to have it.
I
Yeah,
think so too.
I think, yeah,
At
we'll
least-
look at that in terms of funding and where we're taking the money to fund all the senior center. I think they should be all together.
I do too.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
And
it's
that's
a great
something
idea.
I'm gonna recommend.
That's a great idea.
I was gonna recommend it next week, but I'm gonna recommend it since we're talking about it.
Oh,
I would like to see that. I've been asking since when this happened last year, to put all senior center in one bucket with their own allocated amount.
It makes it easier to.
right.
Yes, easier to track, easier for the staff and the paperwork trail and all these things that the senior center has to submit and the staff has to go through. We need to take out some burden from our staffing.
And the ancient order of Hibernian has been, they have a track record, a good
Absolutely.
track record, so I think, no shade on the other ones, but.
Well, you know, starting up something new, there's always
Yeah.
gonna be some
So,
kinks, so hopefully, and I think, you know, I feel pretty confident with the team that they now have in place, and
So I'm gonna suggest is that somewhere like mid-year, we hear from them on how they're doing, because I had no idea that it was not working out well.
so, but I will obviously try to get them in sooner.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, sure,
Yeah,
but I don't
to
know if
give
we're
a
gonna make it in
plan.
time for the budget to be passed.
No, I know.
But if they could email us something, just to,
Yep.
so we know what it's gonna look like.
Yep,
All right,
thank you.
let's move on to page 40. We were gonna touch on this, these are commissions. Derek just touched on big item tickets, anything that we need to know, not small items.
We have the youth employment.
I'll go over that.
We did that.
Oh, did you?
We did zoning appeals planning commission already, we did historic, commission already.
Okay.
Okay,
That was with-
No, we
that was
did.
with development.
no,
No, we
Oh,
didn't.
was it?
Yeah.
They didn't talk about the historic commission.
we
We must
didn't,
have missed it.
we didn't,
They didn't cover it.
we didn't touch on youth programs.
We did
Yes,
when
that
Lily
was-
was here.
Yes,
That
we
was
did.
Under,
Or the
Willie.
other four we didn't touch, but it's
They're so,
straightforward,
yeah, they're so little.
same as last year.
how many,
We'll move to page,
can I just ask a question?
sure.
About the historic commission?
They're totally tiny.
How many people are on that committee and is it full?
I have no idea.
All right, I'll send an email to Michelle.
You're gonna send an email or you want?
One more. I mean, because the commission seats and stuff, that comes through the mayor's office.
Depends
No, I
on,
just wanna streamline, I'll make sure we have all the questions.
Okay, so we can send it through Ms. Michael.
That's all, yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
So we don't miss
I just want the
anything.
information.
Yes, we're not
Keep
missing
writing it down.
anybody's, we're not missing anybody's, question and answer. All right, so let's move to page 48, and this is Anthony's, favorite.
40
His
or,
favorite?
Yeah,
Favorite,
he was waiting for this whole year.
wait a minute, which one, what?
Well,
Page 48, benefits,
Oh,
employee
48.
benefits, 48.
As you can see, our employee benefits, especially under retirement, has really increased from 10.5 to 11.1. So that's about a $500,000 increase. Of course, that's due to a couple things. That's, we're adding, more people are coming into work, and raises that we're providing, especially to police and fire and the other unions. Their social security contributions is all based on the payroll formulas that we have, the 0.0765 total of the payments. Life insurance for the police and fire, let me see, benefit, unemployment insurance, actually it's been doing very well. Disability insurance. Our biggest cost that went up $1.2 million is our health benefits. And that is, it's a big factor. We actually hired we have a health insurance analyst to help us to make sure that we do. And they are projecting the cost to be 14% higher, They're saying that There's gonna be a 4% enrollment increase due to projected hiring. Medical trends are gonna go up 6%, pharmacy's up 6%. One of our biggest things is a 30% increase in our stop loss premium. And that, the stop loss premium is when a person, a single person goes over $175,000, we have a special insurance to kick in to pay for that. And right now, we have 15 people
Really?
over that amount. Right now, so that insurance is really helping us, you know? One of the big factors coming up in 2024 are specialty drugs. Because, you know, the huge increase of cost of specialty drugs.
Yeah.
What's a specialty drug?
You know, like for instance, Cialis, you know, for when you have psoriasis, yeah. You know, that's like, it's a drug that costs like $12,000 an injection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have people using that. We have a list of, you know, people with high cost drugs, you know.
Wow.
14% seems like, isn't it often going up that much every year?
We've been really good, in fact, we've been really steady and holding our own. We
Really?
think with MVP has been our administrator, they've been doing very well with us, and so, what they explain is this is like the after COVID thing, now people are actually gonna go back to the doctors, or actually, you know, so that's what they're expecting. Hopefully, this year our trend looks like we're going to either be even or a little bit under budget, but we're holding very well so far this year. So we're preparing next year to you know, for next year to go through. Our for instance, our Humana for our retirees went up a straight 6%, which we were holding our own. You know, everything else is pretty stable after that.
Anthony, I've known over the years that you had, especially
Excuse
the
me?
healthcare section,
Yeah.
you had submit to us like pro forma invoice or estimates. Do you have that by any chance?
Say it one more time.
Pro forma invoice estimate with regards to these costs going up, the healthcare costs. Last year you
From
did.
the analyst?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it right here.
You have that?
You want the report?
Yeah, if you don't mind, can you
Yeah.
have copies for us to show
Yeah,
how, you know, the trend?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, last year you
Has
did
all
that, and it
It
helped
has
a
all
lot.
the budget scenarios.
Yes,
It's everything.
the whole 9 years, yes.
Yeah. Rate history, I got the rate history in there, we got it all set for it. I'll have them.
One of those expenses that,
That's why.
Do you want a
put it
copy
to
of
me
send
first.
them? That we can do it on,
yeah,
Are you able to send it electronically or no?
I have.
Make hard
I
copy
have-
for us,
Can you
please.
scan it?
Not,
No, you want a hard
Hard
copy?
copy?
not now, let's finish off.
We could have like a consultant.
We can deal with that, Monday.
Okay.
If there's no question, Anthony, just finish, oh God, please.
Do you have a year-to-date on our employee drug testing?
Employee drug testing.
the number is.
I think, is that my department?
Is
Okay.
that the
Yeah, I
following
can
page?
get it, I can find it for you.
A9089-840, is that the same department?
No, that's the whole city, we do the whole city.
Oh, you, okay. Because I saw them by department, I saw different departments. that
Where's the
employee
problem,
drug
sorry,
testing.
9060,
So if you put that page.
I just wanna look it up.
Year to date,
Oh,
3,900.
Thank you.
Yep.
3,900.
That's usually when we hire a new person,
Oh,
for them to do a drug test.
okay. So we don't do the random testing anymore?
We do, yeah.
Not for this.
Yeah.
So, let me just be clear, because I saw, under like, for instance, under Paul's department, I saw employee drug testing.
How long was it called?
And it
I
was
thought
there,
it was on
and it was,
840?
it was,
Maybe under water or sewer, maybe.
Are we allowed to do that
and it was,
under contract?
I beg your pardon?
Are we allowed to do that?
I don't know, it was in his department, and it was allocated like 900, and we only spent like $490. I specifically remember seeing that.
Underwater, there's $1,000 allocated.
And
You
our
see it?
year-to-date is very low.
What
Yes.
number is that, John?
Page, under the tab, water
Yep.
fund,
Yep,
page 6.
And the year-to-date was like,
Yeah, because, maybe because it's a different fund.
That's $1,000, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, drug testing, because we do general water sewer. General water sewer, we do it by the different funds.
Oh, because you gotta get them out of the funds.
Huh?
You gotta get them out of those funds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
On the sewer.
So random is okay. When they get in an accident, we can't send them to get drug tested.
We cannot,
Right. I think that was the
Is
rule
it
that
it's a
Paul told me.
contract.
Contract?
Something that Paul told me, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, we did discuss this
Right.
almost every budget and throughout the year for the
Yeah.
last several years. There's something in the contract that says that we cannot do the drug tests.
They can do randomly, you can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of,
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
That's what we said.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but
Like
it's
with
it's
some-
part of the union bargaining.
If you were stopped by the police because you had an accident, and they think you're intoxicated, whatever, that's the immediate thing that happens. I'm not sure why we're different.
I think that's a different thing. They think you're intoxicated, just that we cannot just say, a lot of times, if you got an accident, no matter what, we would send you.
Right.
Well, if a police officer says, I think he's intoxicated, whatever, that's different.
Right.
Yeah.
So then they contracted that, they took that out. That we used to be able to do it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then they contracted.
I guess somebody grieved it and we lost.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
a few years ago, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that, yes.
Okay.
Is that all of our,
Yeah, we have complete our review, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're not missing anything. I want to thank everyone for their time and effort in going through all the questions and all the answer that was provided. It's now over to the council, and we're going to meet next Wednesday, the 18th. And I would like to ask all council members, please submit your recommendation, your concern, and your changes that you may have. I'm going to put Anthony in the written spot. If you choose, please reach out to Anthony, copy myself with any suggestion, but I would like if you copy me so I'm aware of what's going on, and we can keep track of it. And when we meet Wednesday, we all have all the information together and to track all the changes. And hopefully, we can have a budget next week.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
do you want Ms. Michael on that or no? For any information that?
Oh, yes, because it's relevant, because Ms. Michael will print all out to make sure that
Yes.
we all have a copy of all the answers.
So we send
to all the
everything to her?
questions. Copy me too, because when you send it back to me, I have Ms.
Okay.
Michael print it out, and we make sure that everybody has, all council member has copies
Got that
of
there?
the questions, the answers to the questions. All right?
All
Thank you.
right.
You have,
oh, yeah,
No, you're gonna recess, no, I have nothing.
oh,
Recess, yeah?
yes.
Because we're gonna come back Wednesday.
Motion to recess? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I wasn't ready to go yet though. I mean, last night was 8:45, I don't think we should leave.
I told you how.
Have some cookies.
No, last night was a marathon because of so much,
It was a marathon.
it was because of all the major departments last night.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you need, one
All right,
this?
all right, good night.
This is your report?
No,
Oh.
I have a question that I want to,
Yeah, we should do it.
Buonasera.
No, Monday.
Monday.
Are you coming Monday?
You're coming Monday, right?
I'll see you Monday.